So when we're just telling stories on Braj Mandal as a group of people, yes, Giriraj, once, I've told this story myself. What? Do you know how Giriraj appeared in this world? No, how did he appear? No, actually in Goloka, this and that, and this and that. So it's all right for stories. Just like there's one devotee, he's a very learned devotee, he was asked a question about Garga Samhita. He's a Gaudiya Pandit. He's a big Gaudiya Pandit, Gaudiya Vaishnava Pandit. He said, what do you think of Garga Samhita? He said, we don't quote Garga Samhita to establish Tattva or Siddhanta. We don't quote Garga Samhita to establish Tattva or Siddhanta or Maryada. But there's some nice stories that when you go on Braj Mandal Parikrama, you want to tell some stories about this, because in one story in Garga Samhita it says when Krishna was fighting with Aristasura or someone, they were fighting back and forth. Then Krishna picked up Govardhan Hill and threw it on top of Aristasura and smashed him. So there's different kinds of stories. So this is not, we worship Giriraj, we don't throw him on the head of some demon. Very nice, funny story, but this is not the way we see things. So many well-minded devotees, they go a lot of trouble to translate Garga Samhita into English, and everyone buys it, and then someone says, oh, this is a good book, and they translate it into Russian, and everybody starts quoting Garga Samhita as if it's some tattva or siddhanta, and it is not. It's thoroughly, absolutely, completely rejected as a source of tattva or siddhanta for the Gaudiya Sampradaya, beginning with the 6 Goswamis themselves. You can search all the Goswami books. I think it's quoted one time in the whole Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. One verse, maybe not even that. So like this, there are many books, many even sacred books, but we have to accept when the Goswamis quote some book, ancient book, then we quote that book, what they have quoted. Like Sanat Kumara Samhita. There's a book called Sanat Kumara Samhita, which many Gaudiya scholars, they debate the authenticity of this book. And that was it really written by Sanat Kumara, the 4 brahmacharis, sons of Brahma, or is it a recent book that was written 200 years ago? And there's many debates, and they prove different things. And then they say there's so many editions of Sanat Kumara Samhita. And this Sanat Kumara Samhita has these stories, and this one has this facts. So it becomes a questionable book for Tattva Siddhanta. Although it's in English, and it's in Russian, and everywhere. Oh, Sanat Kumara. But when you're trained by a guru, by a pandit and a learned Gaudiya Vaishnava guru, then you understand what is correct and what is incorrect. When you're just following the vox populi of your group, then you get all kinds of, when anybody feeds you, you eat innocently like an innocent baby, and the innocent baby is eating anything the mother feeds them. But sometimes the mother feeds poison. The mother came as Putana and tried to poison the innocent baby Krishna. So people translate this book, that book, any book, to make money. It's money-making business for the translators. Usually they're grihastas, they make money that way. And the book publishers, or they themselves, make more money that way. So we should have discrimination, and we don't have discrimination, then we ask someone who does have. Discrimination is a function of intelligence, experience, association, and study. And lots of it. And inborn buddhi also. Having fine discriminatory intelligence by birth. But then by experience, by personal study, by association, by training, then one can learn the actual truth. So this question opens up a lot of points. So I hope this covered some things. We should be chaste and strict to our line, and if we study all the Goswami books immediately, it's like acid test or litmus test. They have this paper, when you put it in a liquid, if it's an acid liquid, it'll turn pink. If it's alkaline, it'll turn blue. It's called the acid test. It's for some water. So there's a paper, it's called litmus Lithmus in English, litmus paper in chemistry. You want to test some liquid. Is this acid or alkaline? So there's a litmus test. Is it apasiddhanta? Is it rasabhas? Rasabhas according to Gaudiya Sampradaya? Is it apasiddhanta according to Gaudiya Sampradaya? If it is, we reject it, we don't repeat it, we don't study it, we don't read it. We offer respects, okay, Garga Samhita ki jai, jai ho. That's that. Rupa Raghunatha Padi Hoy Bhakati. When will I be eager to follow Rupa and Raghunath? You don't need anything more. They've written quite a bit. Jiva Goswami and Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. If someone deeply understands inside and out with all the commentaries, the Ujjwal Nilamani, Bhakti Rasmrita Sindhu, and Brihad Bhagavatamritam, he will know everything about Gaudiya Tattva Siddhanta. Everything. Unfortunately, there's a maybe a new one comes soon, I don't know. Brihad Bhagavatamritam, translation in English that's available, the commentaries are not clear because it's a mixed commentary of Sanatan with the translator, which is mentioned in the introduction. And many verses don't have any commentary, although there's a commentary by Sanatana Goswami. So when you go through this book with your guru, who has all the tikas in Sanskrit in front of him and explains to you, then you can get the full picture. It's an amazing book, Brihad Bhagavatamritam. It's a big book, many thousands of verses, but there's not 18,000 verses. And the Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000, so that's really a lot to digest. So if you want to have a simple program, all tattvas and everything, is Brihad Bhagavatamritam and Bhakti Rasmrita Sindhu for Rasa Tattva, Prema Tattva, and Ujjwal Nilamani. These three books are basically every other book of our Sampradaya has arisen and sprung and manifested from these. Idagda Madhav and Lita Madhav and Vishnu Prem Bhakti Chandrika and Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the books are simply expansions of these. The more I read the Brihad Bhagavatamritam, it's an unlimited ocean. Especially when you have questions and you find out the whole explanation of the Tika. It's phenomenal. So you can read so many times, especially when you need the Tikas in Hindi or English or Bengali. And then you can... So that's not many books, there's only 3 books. I studied them for 15 years. I know everything.